So it looks like that the Trump administration is cracking down the usage of food stamps, and it looks like it's getting a lot stricter.
So now you can't get lashes, you can't get your hair done, you can't buy no lobster, you can't buy no crab, you can't go on no trips, you can't have a life because you on welfare or you asking for food stamps.
Trump has cut my food stamps from $2,800 down to $350. Now, what am I supposed to do? Now they're telling me I have to go work. Now I have to go do all this. Well, I literally got 5 kids. Okay, I'm trying to sit here and spend time with them. I'm not trying to go work, 50, 60 hours a week so I can pay bills.
So it looks like that the Trump administration is cracking down the usage of food stamps, and it looks like it's getting a lot stricter. So the changes that I did heard when it comes to being eligible for food stamps is that if you are an able-bodied individual, there's nothing seriously wrong with you. You are able to get a job. That is actually one of the major requirements you must have in order to be eligible to be on food stamps. So that's one of the things that the government actually are cracking down. So if there's nothing seriously wrong with you, you're not disabled or anything like that, you can get a job, you just one of those that don't want to work, you just depend on the government to take care of you, your benefits of getting food stamps will get eventually cut off because now it's required you have to have a job. This other change that really was shocking, it's kind of good but kind of bad at the same time. But it was also said that when it comes to using your food stamps, it's not going to work for junk food or sugary drinks. So if you want the ones that like to buy a bunch of snacks for your kids, like cookies, chips, candy, and soda, Sprite Zero, whatever. If you're one of those that buys a lot of junk food stamps, it's not gonna work for that. So sugary drinks and junk food is not gonna work with your food stamp card. So that part is really shocking for me. And the reason why I say that because food itself is already high. And you want people to eat healthy and make better decisions when it comes to their health. But how about telling these corporations to drop down their prices to make healthier food more affordable? Because even a lot of people do eat out and spend less money when it comes to eating out, especially when it comes to their kids, than spending money on trying to eat healthy. A lot of times eating healthy is actually very expensive. So if you want people to eat healthy that's on food stamps, drop those prices down. But that's the one thing that is shocking to me when I saw that you can't buy sugary drinks, sodas, and junk food with your food stamps. You cannot do that anymore. So that's one of the changes that actually was shocking for me. Now, being on government assistance is supposed to be temporarily, but a lot of people are abusing that. So it's kind of good that they're actually cracking down doing that, because leave government assistance for the people that really needs it, like the people that's disabled. I'm talking about the ones who cannot work, that cannot get around, they need the actual help. The ones that's actually on poverty level, they didn't have no choice. You don't know what was going on with them. So that's why I believe the people that's in that type of situation that should be on government assistance. But everybody else that just want to be lazy, want somebody to take care of them, want somebody to fund their lifestyle by staying on government assistance, that right there needs to stop. But government assistance is supposed to be temporary to help you get you back on your feet. I know a lot of people on here are mad about that, but it is what it is. I'm actually glad seeing this happen. That's lets people know it's time for you to get off your tail and go find a job. Now, this other change that's already illegal as it is, but some people do it anyway just to get as a side hustle. A lot of people sometimes just get on food stamps just to sell their food stamps. So what they're also doing is cracking down individuals actually doing it. So if you get caught selling food stamps, they can cut you off from that too. And, some people do get arrested for that, something like that, which is actually illegal anyway. So, you got the person that actually got the groceries, but then also somebody made money off of it. So that's another change I did find out. What they're actually doing is cracking down people that's actually doing it. So if you get caught selling food stamps, you can seriously get in trouble for that, and you will get your benefits cut off from that. So,
And this is the sad part of the whole thing, which is exactly why this change came at the right time. Trump made this adjustment to catch those who are taking advantage of the system. The government originally put this program in place to help people who genuinely need support. But instead, there are people who shouldn't even qualify, taking advantage of it, and in some cases, even selling it. Thankfully, this change is aimed at fixing those issues.
you're able-bodied individual that's able to get a job. That's the only time you're eligible to even get food stamps. You cannot use your food stamps to buy sugary drinks or junk food. It has to be something healthy wise, so that way you can make better health decisions with your lifestyle. And also, if you get caught selling food stamps, they will take that away from you as well. So, I mean, I don't know what you guys think about these changes. So I know it's been saying this for a while, and a lot of people upset about it, but hey, it is what it is. So maybe something good come out of it. But leave a comment in the description and let me know how you guys think. So, I said what I said. This is my opinion, but nothing we can do. So this is their decision. So let me know in the comment section how you feel about the changes for food stamps.
Too many people have turned this into a lifestyle. They've started treating food stamps like it's permanent income. They became so dependent that they no longer have any intention of going back to work, and that's exactly what Trump is trying to change. Why should an able adult sit at home while expecting the government to cover their bills? Some of them have chosen to be lazy, to stay home and live off benefits when they could be out there contributing like the rest of us. It makes no sense to limit yourself when you're capable of working and earning real income, but now things are changing. Unless they can prove they're doing something with their life, whether it's working or actively trying, they are going to lose that support, and honestly, that might be exactly the push they need. But since when were these benefits meant to be used to buy a ticket for a holiday? And that's exactly why Trump made this change in the first place. If you need extra things, maybe it's time to consider getting a job. I guess she doesn't know that a lot of people who are working still can't afford those things.
Oh, now you can't get lashes, you can't get your hair done, you can't buy no lobster, you can't buy no crab, you can't go on no trips, you can't have a life because you on welfare or you asking for food stamps. You can't live. You just have to be on welfare and suffer. You can't get your nails done, no hair, no lips, no TVs, no cars, no nada. No nothing. You can't even eat. You just gotta eat noodles. Cause you getting food stamps, so you can't get no lashes, you can't do no eyebrow, you can't none of that, no get your toes done, you can't do that. You can't even go to the beauty supply store and buy some hair. You can't even buy pack braiding hair to braid your own hair. That's a problem. Okay. My bad. Can't even eat no lobster. You can't even have no soda. No chips, no cookies. No nothing. Just noodles. Oodles and noodles. And a sandwich.
I don't think you understand how many of us go without all that because we don't have food stamps. Motivation to get a job. This is great news. If you can afford those things, then you don't need food stamps. You listed a whole bunch of wants, not needs. Sorry, Mama. It's time to get yourself a job and pay for lobster, lashes, trips on your own, not on my dime. Some people still question why Trump made this change. They don't understand why he felt the need to limit how these benefits are used. To those people, I'd say, watch this video. It explains exactly why the change was implemented. These benefits were originally created to temporarily support those in need, not to serve as a long-term income. But over time, some people seem to have gotten comfortable and forgotten that. I think we really need to normalize getting a job and paying our own bills. That's what she should be doing. No one is saying you can't travel, but if you want to take a holiday, make sure you find a job so that you can pay for it, just like most of us do. It shouldn't be funded by the government. What makes it more interesting is that she is jobless, yet she's complaining about not being able to go on holiday or afford extras. Meanwhile, there are people who do work and still can't afford those things. And what makes it even more surprising is the level of entitlement.
It takes too much to keep these food stamps. Why do y'all keep sending me this paper asking me, has anything changed? No, I still have -$0 to my name. I still don't have a job. I still live in the sewer. This is where I live, in the sewer at the church. Nothing has changed. I don't even have a pen to fill this out and send it back. And how I'm gonna bring it with no car? I gotta walk this all the way to y'all's building. By the time I get there, y'all gonna cut the food stamps off. Y'all said I gotta turn this in by the 15th. By the time I get there, y'all gonna be cutting my food stamps off. Why are y'all giving me a hard time?
She just proved exactly why this change is necessary. A lot of people seem to forget that food stamp was never meant to be permanent income. It was designed to help those in real need while they try to get back on their feet and find a way to earn a living, and clearly, that's something she doesn't seem to understand. The reason they asked her to confirm whether her situation has changed is simple. They expect a change in circumstances. That's the whole point. Since she doesn't have any disability, there's really no reason she shouldn't be expected to work. But instead of acknowledging that, she's upset, apparently because they're treating her like everyone else who's capable of working. It almost seems like she believes she has a right to receive this support indefinitely, as if the government is supposed to take care of her. And that's where the confusion comes in. As an able adult, she should be taking care of herself, just like the rest of us. That's exactly what this new Trump policy aims to change. The mindset that you can get paid without doing anything to support yourself.
42 million Americans are on food stamps, aka the SNAP program. Put in mind, there are 331 million Americans in the country. This is very alarming, and this is not the sign of a healthy economy. More and more people are becoming dependent on the government, and as the inflation rips and food prices go up, more and more people are, relying on these benefits. Unfortunately, the federal government is cutting the extra benefits on the SNAP program starting in March. So 32 states will be ending the extra amount of money, which a lot of people have grown accustomed to, spending. So people are gonna have a lot less money to buy the food to support their family. And a lot of people, this isn't for the unemployed, a lot of people are getting paid very low wages and they're using this to subsidize their existence right now. But the numbers are exploding on people relying on government programs, and it's increasing by the day. And it's just not the sign of a healthy economy.
I don't qualify for food stamps, but I buy them from people that do qualify. Too many people have been relying on the government's teat for way too long anyway. I thought food stamps were a helping hand. Are they forever a benefit? The thing is that people are getting too comfortable. What was meant to be temporary help has turned into a lifestyle for some. They no longer feel the need to get out of bed and look for a job, because the checks keep coming in regularly, and that's where the problem lies. But with this new change, they'll actually need to be working in order to qualify. At the very least, it creates some motivation, something to push them to take responsibility and do something with their lives.
So if I get a job, I can get food stamps. But if I don't get a job, they cut my food stamps. But if I get a job, they're gonna cut my food stamps anyway. How does that work?
This is not complicated, so I don't understand why he's so confused. The goal is simple. They want to make sure they are paying those who actually need it. This kind of support was always meant to be temporary, but some people sat on it, and that's why the rules have changed. He sees it like a lifestyle when in reality it was created to help people get back on their feet. Once that happens, the support should end. That's how it's supposed to work. Now you have to work a certain number of hours to even qualify. That requirement is there to make sure you're actually trying. There's no reason for the government to keep paying someone who is fully capable of working, but chooses to stay at home. And once you're making enough to cover your own bills, the support ends as it should. Why should taxpayers fund someone who can clearly afford to support themselves? Honestly, the whole thing seems pretty straightforward.
come to the store with me to get whatever the hell I want with my EBT. With my EBT. Okay. Just had to make that clear for y'all real fast. My. Okay. Can I have 2 hot sausage? Can I have 2 hot sausage? Yes, please. What? 2. Yes. Thank you. Do you also have rolls? Do you have rolls? Can I have 2? Yes, please. Thank you. Oh, this is new. I'm gonna put this for sure. I'm gonna take it off. Thank you. I got it. Thank you. This for me. This for Sean. I'm gonna get me and Sean the snacks. This will be for me. And this. And then Sean will get packaging muffin. Yes.
Based on the way she's flexing about it, it doesn't look like she plans on coming off it anytime soon. We don't know all the details of her personal situation, but if she's just another able adult with no real barriers to getting a job, yet she's made a conscious decision to stay home and collect government support, it really makes no sense.